Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Together, Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Naranarayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances. Happy Ramanami to all. Today we will read from the 9th canto Srimad. Sorry. So I think we will read today so that I think Bhagavatam will have glories. So one by one we'll read everyone. Is that okay, Babu? We will read one by one. Everyone will read one text. Yeah. Can you see, Prabhu, or no? You can see, right? No. Okay. Let's read today only. I'll just read for all of you. This 10th chapter, so we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 10, the pastimes of Supreme Lord Ramachandra. The 10th chapter describes how Lord Ramachandra appeared in the dynasty of Maharaj Katvanga. It also describes the Lord's activities, telling how he killed Ravana and returned to Ayodhya, the capital of his kingdom. The son of Maharaj Katvanga was Dirghabahu, and his son was Raghu. That's why one name of Krishna is Raghunandan. So you know the story of Maharaj Katvanga, right? All that he fought on the side of demigods, and demigods were so pleased with him that they asked him, like, you can ask any benediction. So Maharaj Katvanga asked, how much time do I have left in my life? And demigod told him, one muhurta, 48 minutes. Maharaj Katvanga, he concentrated on the Supreme Personality of Godhead and left his body. In one muhurta, he attained the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, in his dynasty, Raghunandan Sri Ram comes. So the son of Raghu was Aja, and the son of Aja was Dasharath, and the son of Dasharath was Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When the Lord descended into this world in his full quadruple expansion as Lord Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna, great sages like Valmiki, who were actually in knowledge of the absolute truth, described his transcendental pastimes. Srila Shukadev Goswami described these pastimes in brief. Lord Ramachandra went to Vishwamitra and killed Rakshasas like Maricha. After breaking the stout and strong bow known as Haradhanu, the Lord married Mother Sita and cut down the prestige of Parshuram. To obey the order of his father, he entered the forest, accompanied by Lakshman and Sita. There he cut off the nose of Shurpanakha and killed the associates of Ravana, headed by Khara and Dushan. Ravana's kidnapping of Sita Devi was the beginning of this demon's misfortune. When Maricha assumed the form of a golden deer, Lord Ramachandra went to bring the deer to please Sita Devi. But in the meantime, Ravana took advantage of the Lord's absence to kidnap her. When Sita Devi was kidnapped, Lord Ramachandra, accompanied by Lakshman, searched for her throughout the forest. In the course of this search, they met Jatayu. Then the Lord killed the demon Kabandha and the commander Vali and established a friendly relationship with Sugriva. After organizing the military strength of the monkeys and going with them to the shore of the sea, the Lord awaited the arrival of Samudra, the ocean personified. But when Samudra did not come, the Lord, the master of Samudra, became angry. Then Samudra came to the Lord with great haste and surrendered to him, wanting to help him in every way. The Lord then attempted to breach the ocean, and with the help of advice from Vibhishan, he attacked Ravan's capital Lanka. Previously, Hanuman, the eternal servitor of the Lord, had set fire to Lanka, and now, with the help of Lakshman, the forces of Lord Ramachandra killed all Rakshasa soldiers. Then Lord Ramachandra personally killed Ravana. Mandodari and the other wives lamented for Ravana, and in accordance with Lord Ramachandra's order, Bibhishan performed the funeral ceremonies of all the dead in the family. Lord Ramachandra then gave Vibhishan the right to rule Lanka and also granted him a long duration of life. So one of the Chiranjeevis Vibhishan. The Lord delivered Sita Devi from Ashoka forest and carried her in a flower airplane to his capital Ayodhya, where he was received by his brother Bharata. When Lord Ramachandra entered Ayodhya, Bharata brought his wooden shoes. Vibhishan and Sugriva held a whisk and a fan. Hanuman carried an umbrella. Shatrughna carried the Lord's bow and two quiver, and Sita Devi carried a water pot containing water from holy places. Such a nice scene, you can imagine. One side Vibhishan, one side Sugriv, Hanuman behind Lord, Shatrughna, Lakshman, Sita Devi. Angada carried a sword, and Jambavan, Ruksharaj, carried a shield. After Lord Ramachandra, accompanied by Lord Lakshman and Mother Sita Devi, met all his relatives, the great sage Vashishta enthroned him as a king. This chapter ends with a short description of Lord Ramachandra's rule in Ayodhya. So, Maharaj has summarized very well the whole life of Lord Ramchandra, from his birth till he becomes the king. We'll go one by one. Shukadev Goswami said, the son of Maharaj Katvanga was Dirghabahu, and his son was celebrated Maharaj Raghu. From Maharaj Raghu came Aja, and from Aja was born the great personality Maharaj Dasharatha.
Being prayed for by demigods, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth Himself, directly appeared with His expansion and expansions of the expansion. Their holy names were Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. These celebrated incarnations thus appear in four forms as the sons of Maharaj Dasharatha.
Mathaji.
Have been described by great sages who have seen the truth. Because we have heard again and again about Mother Sita, satisfy his activities only in brief.
To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palm. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman, or by other monkey Sugriva, king of the monkeys, and by his own younger brother Lord Lakshman, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and ears of Shurpanakha, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, and moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him, like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramachandra give us all protection.
In the arena of the sacrifice performed by Vishwamitra, Lord Ramchandra, the king of Ayodhya, killed many demons, rakshasas, and uncivilized men who wandered at night in the mode of darkness. May Lord Ramachandra, who killed these demons in the presence of Lakshmana, be kind enough to give us protection. O King, the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra were wonderful, like those of a baby elephant. In the assembly where Mother Sita was to choose her husband, in the midst of the heroes of this world, he broke the bow belonging to Lord Shiva. This bow was so heavy that it was carried by 300 men. The Lord Ramachandra bent and strung it and broke it in the middle, just as a baby elephant breaks its stick of sugarcane. Thus the Lord the goddess of fortune, who constantly rests on the chest of the Lord. While returning from Sita's home after gaining her from the assembly of competitors, Lord Ramachandra met Parashurama. Although Parashuram was very proud, having lived in the Lord, who appeared to be a of
Carrying the order of his father, who was bound by a promise to his wife, Lord Ramachandra left his kingdom, opulence, friends, well wishers, residence, and everything else, just as a liberated soul gives up his life, and went to the forest with Sita.
While wandering in the forest, where he accepted a life of hardship, carrying his invisible bow and arrows in his hand, Lord Ramchandra deformed Ravana's sister, who was polluted with lusty desires, by cutting off her nose and ears. He also killed her 14,000 Rakshasa friends, headed by Khara, Trishira, and Dushana. Okay, when Ravana, who had 10 heads on his
Recording in progress.
and when Lord Ramachandra saw that wonderful
Unmute and read.
he left his residence and followed it, and finally found a sharp arrow. This is
And Lord Ramachandra entered the forest, and Lakshmana, who was also upset, the worst of the Rakshasas, Ravana, kidnapped Sita Devi, the daughter of the king of Videha, was just as a tiger sees unprotected sheep when the shepherd is absent. Then Lord Ramachandra wandered in the forest with his brother Lakshmana, as if very much distressed due to separation from his wife. Thus he showed by his personal example the condition of a person attached to woman.
Lord Ramachandra, whose lotus feet are worshipped by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, had excellent
amazing. Press mute on it. Press mute. Then the conflict
O all-pervading Supreme Person, we are dull-minded and did not understand who you are, but now we understand that you are the Supreme Person, the Master of the entire universe, the unchanging and the original personality of Godhead. The demigods are infatuated with the mode of goodness, the Prajapatis with the mode of passion, and the Lord of Ghosts with mode of ignorance. But you are the master of all these qualities.
my Lord, you may use my
My lord, you may be.
My lord, you may use my water as you like. Indeed, you may cross it and go to the abode of Ravana, who is the great source of disturbance and crying for the three worlds. He is the son of Vishrava, but is condemned like Uri. Please go kill him and thus regain your wife, Sri Sita Devi, O great hero. Although my water presents no impediment to your going to Lanka, please construct a bridge over it to spread your transcendental fame. Upon seeing this wonderfully uncommon deed of your leadership, all the great heroes and kings in the future will glorify you. The ocean, by combining and other vegetation that been shaken by the hands of great monkeys. Lord Ramachandra went to Lanka to release Sita Devi from the clutches of Ravana. With the direction and help of Vibhishana, Ravana's brother, the Lord, along with the monkey soldiers, headed by Deva, Nila, and Hanuman, freed Lanka, which had previously been.
After entering Lanka, the monkey soldiers, led by chiefs like Sugriva, Nila, and Hanuman, occupied all the sporting houses, granaries, treasuries, palace doorways, city gates, assembly house, palace frontages, and even the resting houses of pigeons. When the city's crossroad platform, flag, and golden water pots on its domes were all destroyed, the entire city of Lanka appeared like a river disturbed by a herd of elephants.
When Ravana, the master of Rakshasas, saw the disturbances created by the monkey soldiers, he called for Nikumba, Kumbha, Dhumaraksha, Durmukha, Surantaka, Narantaka, and other Rakshasas, and also his son Indrajit. Thereafter, he called for Prahasta, Atikaya, Vikampana, and finally Kumbhakarna. Then he induced all his followers to fight against the enemies.
Angada and the other commanders of the soldiers of Ramachandra faced the elephants, infantry, horses, and chariots of the enemy and hurled against them big trees, mountain peaks, clubs, and arrows. Thus the soldiers of Lord Ramachandra killed Ravana's soldier, who had lost all good fortune because Ravana had been condemned by the anger of Mother Sita.
Thereafter, when Ravana, the king of the Rakshasas, observed that his soldiers had been lost, he was extremely angry. Thus, he mounted his airplane, which was decorated with flowers, and proceeded toward Lord Ramachandra, who sat on the effulgent chariot brought by Matali, the chariot driver of Indra. Then Ravana struck Lord Ramachandra with sharp arrows. Of the name kidnapped my wife. Therefore, I cannot punish you are most abominable.
Thus, after rebuking Ravana, Lord Ramachandra fixed an arrow to his bow, aimed at Ravana, and released the arrow, which pierced Ravana's heart like a thunderbolt. Upon seeing this, Ravana's followers raised a tumultuous sound, crying, "Alas! Alas! What has happened? What has happened?" As Ravana, vomiting blood from his 10 mouths, fell from his airplane, just as a pious man falls to earth from the heavenly planet when the result of his pious activities are exhausted.
Thereafter, all the women whose husbands had fallen in the battle, headed by Mandodari, the wife of Ravana, came out of Lanka. Continuously crying, they approached the dead bodies of Ravana and the other Rakshasas.
O my lord, O master, you epitomized trouble for others, and therefore you were called Ravana. But now that you have defeated, we also are defeated, and for without you the state of Lanka has been conquered by the enemy. To whom will it go for shelter?
Greatly fortunate one, you came under the influence of lusty desires and therefore you could not understand the influence of Mother Sita. Now, because of her curse, you have been reduced to this state, having been killed by Lord Ramachandra.
Shukadeva Goswami said, Bibhishan, the pious brother of Ravana and the devotee of Lord Ramachandra, received approval from Lord Ramchandra, the king of Koshala. Then he performed the prescribed funeral ceremonies for his family members to save them from the path to hell.
Thereafter, Lord Ramchandra found Sita Devi sitting in a small cottage beneath the tree named Simsapa in the forest of Ashoka trees. She was lean and thin, being aggrieved because of separation from him.
Seeing his wife in that condition, Lord Ramachandra was very compassionate. When Ramachandra came before her, she was exceedingly happy to see her beloved, and her lotus-like mind
After giving Vibhishan the power to rule the Rakshasa population of Lanka for the duration of one kalpa, Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagwan, placed Sita Devi on an aeroplane decorated with flowers and then got on the plane himself. The period for his living in the forest having ended, Lord Ramachandra and returned to Ayodhya, accompanied by Hanuman, Sugriv, and his brother Lakshman.
When Lord Ramachandra returned to his capital Ayodhya, he was greeted on the road by the princely order, who showered his body with beautiful fragrant flowers, while great personalities like Lord Brahma and other demigods glorified the activities of the Lord in great jubilation.
also was eating yummy cooked in the aroma of cow, covering his eyes with the bark of trees, wherein
When Lord Bharata understood that Lord Ramachandra was returning to the capital Ayodhya, he immediately took upon his own head Lord Ramachandra's wooden shoes and came out from his camp at Nandigram. Lord Bharata was accompanied by ministers, priests, and other respectable citizens, by professional musicians vibrating pleasing musical sound, and by learned Brahmanas loudly chanting Vedic hymns. Following in the procession were chariots drawn by beautiful horses, with harness of golden rope. These chariots were decorated by flags with golden embroidery, and other flags of various sizes and patterns. There were soldiers bedecked with golden armor, servants bearing betel nuts, and many well-known and beautiful prostitutes. Many servants followed on foot, bearing an umbrella, whisk, different grades of precious jewels, and other paraphernalia befitting a royal reception. Accompanied in this way, Lord Bharata, his heart softened in ecstasy and his eyes full of tears, approached Lord Ramchandra and fell at his lotus feet with great ecstatic love.
After offering the wooden shoes before Lord Ramachandra, Lord Bharata stood with folded hands, his eyes full of tears, and Lord Ramachandra bathed Bharata with tears while embracing him with both arms for a long time. Accompanied by Mother Sita and Lakshmana, Lord Ramachandra then offered his respectful obeisances unto the learned Brahmanas and the elderly persons in the family, and all the citizens of Ayodhya offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord.
The citizens of Ayodhya and Queen of the long distance offered him flower crowns, waved their upper paws, and danced in great jubilation.
O king, Lord Bharata carried Lord Ramchandra's wooden shoes. Sugriva and Vibhishan carried a whisk and an excellent fan. Hanuman carried a white umbrella. Shatrughna carried a bow and two quivers, and Sita Devi carried a water pot filled with water from holy places. Angada carried a sword, and Jambavan, king of Riksha, carried a golden shield.
O King Parikshit, as the Lord sat on his airplane of flowers, with women offering him prayers and reciters chanting about his characteristics, he appeared like the moon with the stars and planets.
Thereafter, having been welcomed by his holy guards, Lord Ramachandra entered the city of Ayodhya in the midst of his festival. When he entered the palace to offer obeisances to all the mothers, including Kaikeyi, and the other wives of Lord Bharata, and especially the younger mother, Vaishala. We must all offer obeisances in the characteristic address such as the Shishya. Friends exfoliate the younger friends worship him, and he returned their respectful obeisances, as did Lakshmana and Mathaji. And this way they all be bestowed.
Upon seeing their sons, the mother of Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna immediately arose, unlike unconscious bodies returning to consciousness. Mothers placed their sons on their laps and bathed them with tears, thus relieving themselves of the grief of long separation.
The family priest or spiritual master Vasishta had Lord Ramachandra cleanly shaved, freeing him from his matted locks of hair. Then, with the cooperation of the elderly members of the family, he performed the bathing ceremony Abhisheka for Lord Ramachandra with the water of four seas and with other substances, just as it was performed for King Indra.
Lord, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Lord Ramachandra fully bathed in his head cleansing and his dresses smelling and decorating with a garland and ornaments. Thus he shone in beauty, surrounded by his brothers and wife who were similarly dressed and ornamented.
Being pleased by the full surrender and submission of Lord Bharat, Lord Ramchandra then accepted the throne of the state. He cared for the citizens like exactly like a father, and the citizens, being fully engaged in their occupational duties of Varna and Ashram, accepted him as their father.
Lord Ramachandra became king during Treta Yuga, but because of his good government, the age was like Satya Yuga. Everyone was religious and completely happy.
Gopal strictly kept his parts of dynasty during the reign of Lord Ramachandra. The forests, the rivers, the hills and mountains, the states, the 7 islands, and the 7 seas were all fulfilled with his garments, whose necessities of life were all alleviated.
When Lord Ramchandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was the king of this world, all bodily and mental suffering, disease, old age, bereavement, lamentation, distress, fear, and fatigue were completely absent. There was even no death for those who did not want it.
Lord Ramachandra took a vow to accept only one wife and have no connection with any other woman. He was a saintly king, and everything in his character was good, untinged by qualities like anger. He taught good behavior for everyone, especially for householders, in terms of Varnashrama Dharma. Thus, he taught the general public by his personal activities.
Mother Sita was a very submissive, graceful giant, and she always understood the attitude of her husband. Thus, by her character and her love and service, she completely connected the mind of her Lord.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. So today we just read from the 10th chapter of ninth canto. In this, Shukadev Goswami is explaining Parikshit Maharaj the life story of Lord Ramchandra, like how he got banished, how he kept promise of his father, how he killed many demons for which he actually took birth, and how Sita Devi got kidnapped, how Ravana got killed, how Sita Devi and Lord Ramchandra came back, how the dedication of Bharat was. So, I was listening like few points. I just would like to from this like emphasize that in the whole story of Ramayan, we always hear the glories of Definitely Lord Ramchandra, Mother Sita, her chastity and her dedication to her husband, to accompany him for 14 years into the forest where she could have stayed back in the royal palace of Ayodhya. And Lakshman for that matter, like how he, though he was not supposed to go to the forest, he took that on himself to serve his brother. And in the 14 years, how dedicatedly he served, um, with each and every moment to both Ram and Sita, like, by doing different services, like, creating the ashram and making garlands and bringing food and fruits and nuts like that. So, but we hardly hear about the dedication or the love of Bharat and Shatrughna. So it is said that, like, how Ramayana is so amazing. Like, I feel like it's like, if somebody wants to see an ideal family, that's there in Lord Ram's family. So, like how all the mothers were so loving, uh, and how by the Lord's arrangement, how the mother who is most lovable to Lord Ram, she only became the instrument to send him to the forest. And it is said that, like, because if Lord Ram would have stayed in Ayodhya, all these demons and Ravana wouldn't have got killed. So ultimately, everything happens for a good reason. So, but Lord makes his own devotee sometime to, bring that misfortune in front, so that something very much fortunate can happen for everyone. And that's how Kaikai became an instrument, Mantra became an instrument, Kaikai became an instrument to bring that the utmost good fortune of killing Ravana and freeing all living entities and demigods from the pain of, like whatever he was giving. So, so I feel, we should not blame Kaikai, we should be thankful that because of her, Lord Ram could go and Ravan could killed. And so, and another point, like, so it is said that when Lord Ramchandra was in exile, Bharat also said that I wouldn't enter Ayodhya. I will stay in Nandigram, which is outside Ayodhya, and from there I'll take care of the, all the kingly duties, or whatever is needed. But who was there in the Ayodhya? It was Shatrughna for all 14 years, because like everybody was, um, like, um, performing their duty, but, like, the most renounced person in that, like, who understood everyone's feeling, he kept his feelings aside, and he did to um, make everyone comfortable in whatever situation they are, is Shatrughna, I feel like. Because see, Bharat, because Ramachandra, he followed his promise of his father, he went. Lakshman, he want to accompany, he did his thing. Okay, I want to accompany, I'll come with you. He did his desire. Bharata, he said, okay, you are not coming, I will also not go. I will also stay outside, I will also, grow matted hairs and everything. But Shatrughna, he didn't say a single thing to anybody. Whatever came, he quietly followed those things without saying a single word or expressing a single feeling to anybody. You never hear a single dialogue from Shatrughna's mouth that, oh Ram, you went, what suffering he went through when he saw his father dying, his elder brother getting exiled, his elder brother, like, to whom he was dedicated to Bharata. When he decided to stay outside of the uh, Ayodhya, he was there to comfort Urmila, who was in separation, through all the three mothers and all Ayodhya Vasis. So he took that burden, but he was never glorified. So, and there are many unsung heroes, but I was listening to a class, and in that, Prabhuji was saying that, these days we should um, take opportunity to glorify some unsung heroes in these pastimes who are hardly we hear about. So we should hear about Bharat, we should hear about Shatrughna, like what was their life, how they dedicated, and what were their qualities. So yeah, that's what a few points I wanted to share. And I would really encourage. There are so many nice series coming up on YouTube. Many, like our great devotees from ISKCON, they are giving the The recently I am listening a series from Amrendra Prabhu. He is giving a series called Jewels of Ramayana. In that he is glorifying all these devotees. So I will encourage all of you. May Lord Ramachandra give us protection and a devotion to him. So thank you so much all. If anybody has anything to share, Prabhu, you have. Thank you so much for joining. Wish you all a very happy Ram Navami. See you in the evening. Vanchakalpataruvasya kripa Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We are ending Zoom. Thank you so much.